Jalen Carter is in a bit of trouble. Now, Todd McShay had been alluding to there was some character concerns about Jalen Carter. Todd McShay is a draft expert on ESPN. A lot of people were saying, like, Todd McShay just hating and Todd McShay just making shit up. But you got to understand, they talking to people in these programs. They talking to GMs and stuff. And he was ahead of the curve. And obviously, he knew exactly what happened. But he was at liberty to remain silent. You know, and obviously the number one thing in journalism, you don't want to cite your source, especially when they're anonymous. And once you start citing anonymous sources, your career is over with. You never do that unless they say, well, you can put my name on this. You know what I'm saying? But let's talk about it. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. And the subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance to get notifications, so he could drop. Remember, Leyland Collins was involved in a murder case in the draft. He fell all the way out the draft. Now, what happened here is he is arrest warrant is looking for him for reckless driving and racing in the street. Now, from what I read, they was leaving a club in downtown Athens. It was a female staffer on the team that was driving the expedition, or somebody was driving the expedition. Somebody was driving the Tomahawk Jeep. The female was in the car with another Georgia player. They racing. The female that was in the car, I believe they was in the expedition with the other Georgia player. They ended up crashing, and I think the player died. I'm not sure if the female died. And now they basically saying that he had a part in drag racing. Now, he ain't responsible for them, for their death or nothing like that. It's just racing and reckless driving and stuff of that nature. So, which is still serious. Now, apparently the driver, they were saying, had a alcohol in their system. I don't know the legal limit down there, but it was allegedly 1.95 or something like that was in their system or whatever. So I'm not sure what's the legal limit in general. I know it's usually very, very a low threshold anyway, where you have. So with this draft stock drop a little bit, yeah, this ain't murder or nothing like that. It should be solved by draft day. But we seen stories that, drop Randy Moss. We seen stories that drop Warren Sapp in the draft and stuff of that nature as well, too. So, I mean, it could work in the Lions' favor. You know how they like Christian boys, but, he has 6. So, I mean, the people tend to shy away. I think it's going to be a run on quarterbacks. I think you might see Arizona move in there. Might see Carolina trying to position themselves in there. So, could he slide to 6? You hear Chicago more interested in Tyreek Wilson, so that's why they probably trying to move down a little bit and not take him number 1. We'll see what happened with Will Anderson. But, he slide to 6. I take him. You know what I'm saying? It was other great stories wrote about him, about how he paid out his pocket for a non-scholarship player, Georgia Mills, where, the scholarships didn't cover his meals, I guess when they was on the road and stuff. So he paid out of his pocket for this dude's meals out of his own scholarship and or NIL money. So at the end of the day, like I said, people make mistakes. People listening to this, I see people in the comment threads killing this kid. We don't know his side of the story yet. He's innocent until proven guilty. And obviously, like Greg said, they tell players to lay low, work out, stay out of trouble. They just won a championship. He probably wanted to celebrate. And it changed his life that day. Nobody thought they was going to race and lead a club or whatever, allegedly, and somebody was going to die. But, that tends to happen when you're not thinking. So, our family's involved, and how did this happen? And, the number one question is who's racing the Expedition versus Tomahawk Jeep for one. But, yeah, he could drop. It could benefit the Lions. He might fall to 6 now. You might get him. Some people might not care. So, and still take him high. But he's going to have questions to answer. It's going to be how you answer the questions. Is there only any other incidents surrounding him around Georgia? And then when you talk about defensive linemen, it's all about the motor. They make a big thing about the motor. Do you go 100% every play? So there's only so many Kyle Vanden Bosches and guys like that who go 100% every play. There's only so many Ndamukong Suhs around that go 100% every play. And they got on Myles Garrett about it, and he turned out to be a fucking phenomenal player. There's only so many TJ Watts out here. These dudes take plays off. It is what it is. So, especially when you're 300 pounds and you want somebody to play 50, 60 snaps, I mean, come on. That is what it is. But it's going to be about how he handled the situation, his character outside this situation. what seems to be good. So he might not be as effective. There might be a dip, there might be a drop. But depending on the time that he faces and how, he gonna face it, is he gonna start off camp with a suspended sentence? Is he gonna knock his sentence out? Is it gonna be community service? Something that you gotta worry about again. It didn't say it was no alcohol found in the system. People make mistakes, People make mistakes, and it's people that was on the thread probably bashing him and don't know his side of the story, plastering him as guilty already around threads and stuff, and they did the same thing. They drag raced when they was younger. Some of these people still drag racing. They've been in an accident. Some people been drinking and driving, and that's one thing you love about the internet. Everybody got an opinion. Everybody want to joke. Everybody want to talk shit. But if this was in person, a lot of these people, they wouldn't cast a stone and hide their hand, because they wouldn't have cast a stone to begin with, so it ain't shit to hide. I've been watching people just joke on people on threads for products, and just you don't have nothing better else to do in life. If I don't like a product, or let's say somebody I know, bruh, come on. People just got too much freedom of speech on social media, and I said it. And then, when you see them for saying something on the internet, then they want to, oh no, I wasn't like that, and I didn't mean it like that, and I was just joking. Don't, come on. So, but yeah, could have some effect on his stock. He could fall off some people. I'm pretty sure some people gonna fall off some people's boards already before he get a chance to speak on it. I'm pretty sure he been asked about it. I'm pretty sure teams already been knew about it. You know what I'm saying? But how many number one picks that have been interior linemen been good? Remember, like the big Dana Wilkerson, he was up there and all that stuff. I don't think the odds is pretty good, but he a different breed too, though. Dominican was number 2 overall. So, we'll see, man. But yeah, we'll see how he handle it. We'll see what happens. But people make mistakes. The Lions did take Jaden Houston. He got into a mistake in Florida University. They gave him a chance, but his talent is jumping off the wall. So, unless the charge is murder, or he get convicted for a long time, somebody gonna take a chance on him pretty high in the draft. So I would say his stock is in flux right now. It's dropping, and it can be dropping a little bit more, but I think he can continue. He can rise back up. He said he's gonna work out in Georgia, and how he answered the questions about what happened and how the legal process play out. So. Check out Detroit Lions Talk playlist. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Next subscribe button, it's the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance to get notifications. We go live or drop video. Financially, want to support the channel? Cash App, $ CJ Good 313, Venmo CJ Good 313, PayPal link in the description. Hit the link tree. Find me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal link tree. The first link in the description. Check out Detroit Lions Talk playlist for more videos like this. Peace.